Hi there guys, my name's Maltese. Some of you may have seen my story on the N4G website over the last couple of hours. It's the one about Activision refusing to give a prize to a elite event winner, and that's me. So what happened over the last sort of day or so is I posted a thread last night up on Reddit regarding how bad a customer service I've received, in that I've contacted them time and time again since the 23rd of January in an attempt to get a Oakley kitchen sink backpack that I won through playing a Capture the Flag event. I put the post up about 1 AM UK time, stayed up till 2 watching it fail quite quickly, but I woke up in the morning the day after and it had absolutely shot up to about 300 odd votes. And then over the day it's gone up to just under 1,000. So what happened is, as I said, I won a elite event on the 23rd of January. All legit, there was no cheating, anything like that. And originally in terms and conditions it states that when you win an event you'll hear from Activision and their prize team within 7 days. Now, I waited 10 and I hadn't heard anything, so I thought it was time to do a bit of investigation as to what was happening. So I sent in a ticket on their support site and went through the proper channels. I was told to wait a bit longer, and this waiting game turned out to be 2 months long. I've phoned them 5 or 6 times, I've sent them 7 emails, and I've created 2 or 3 tickets with multiple responses on it. Every time I tended to get to the same point where I got the same answer of, oh, it'll be soon enough. So I finally got my prize email. I got through to the phone to a manager at Activision, and he chased it up for me. Really nice guy, really helpful. And I got my prize winner email, filled it all out on the 18th of March. And then on the 29th of March, I received an email from the prize team telling me that basically they didn't have that prize anymore. It was out of stock, they've discontinued it, and they couldn't send me that specific object. But in return, they could send me a elite hoodie and a messenger bag. Now, although I said this to them as well, I said I really appreciate the gesture, but to be honest, I don't really want a Call of Duty bag or hoodie. I wouldn't use it, and quite frankly, I'd rather have a nice Oakley backpack that I can put my laptop in, as opposed to something that's probably going to fall apart after 4 or 5 uses. So that's when I decided to go onto Reddit. I phoned up Activision, spoke to them, and got very little in the way of response. They said that they would up my ticket and so on and so forth, but nothing's actually happened with that ticket since the 29th. So as I said, I went onto Reddit, posted up the topic. I spammed out the topic on my Twitter account to people like N4G, IGN, Eurogamer, Elite Support, Infinity Ward, Beachhead, pretty much anyone that I could think of that might have some sort of interest in it, might want to run a store in it, might be able to get back to Activision and say, look, you need to help this guy out. Basically, any way of shedding a bit of light on it, I did, quite shamefully. But at the end of the day, it worked. It got through to Activision because they contacted me through a guy called ATVI Mikey on Twitter, who I've actually dealt with before. He's a really nice guy and he's really helpful. So I cannot knock his efforts at this time. And he has told me that the bag itself is discontinued. Now, this is where I personally have sort of struggled to understand why they couldn't send me the bag. His original message to me was that they had discontinued the bag at Oakley. They didn't sell it anymore. It was an old product. So I got home from work today and I thought I'd have a look into this and see what it is. And the bag's actually available on both the Oakley UK store and the USA store. You can purchase it now for £160 or $220, something like that. So I said to him, look, well, it's not discontinued, so what's going on? And he's given me a story about how it's been discontinued by their staff, and that they can't get another one in, but they're trying to find one at the moment. Whether or not I'm going to get the bag is still to be seen. I'm waiting for a message back from him, and that's that. Hopefully, what I wanted to achieve by sorting out the Reddit thread to start off with, first and foremost, it's about the principle of actually getting the prize. I know a lot of people have said that I'm whining like a little kid, which, to be honest, I am. I was fed up of trying to get hold of Activision and fighting such a large corporation. You're always pissing in the wind, essentially. So I thought, well, if I go and spam something on the internet, you never know, someone might listen, and funnily enough, thousands of people did. But it was always about the principle of actually getting the bag, not necessarily the prize itself. It really pissed me off that after winning an event fairly, that I'd paid to take part in that I paid for my Elite subscription. It was a premium event, and then they wouldn't give me what I deserved, if you will. I've spoke to 4 other people that are in the same sort of boat, same situation as what I am at the moment. All of them have contacted Activision numerous times with no luck, and I'm going to pass on their details to the rep I'm speaking to at the moment, Mikey, and try and get their items sorted out for them as well. Hopefully the light shed on my experience is going to better their services for future problems like this. I know a lot of people have said, oh, you're only doing it for yourself, you're only doing it because you want the bag. Don't get me wrong, I do want the bag, I do want to get this sorted out for myself, but at the same time now, I do want to sort it out for people in the future that might have the same problem that I do. Because at the end of the day, this is something that needs to be changed. This is a huge company earning billions of dollars a year from us gamers who support them, and if we can't even get a prize worth pennies to them, then it seems slightly unfair and it needs to change. And then overall, I hope that the Activision customer service for not only Elite but in general may be a little bit better from this. I'm somewhat doubtful that will actually happen, but you can dream, can't you? I'd like to talk now about the point where I said I wanted an iPad. Now, I didn't actually mean that I genuinely deserved or wanted an iPad. I didn't mean that. It's completely taken out of context. It was one of them sort of jokey remarks that you make, and that was that. I'd never expected an iPad, and quite frankly, I'd feel slightly overcompensated if I got an iPad. I wouldn't turn it down, don't get me wrong, but I would feel slightly cheeky getting an iPad out of this sort of situation. However, if they offer me Astros, I'd quite happily take them up. I appreciate all your opinions, good or bad. I've had some messages on Reddit which have been brilliant fun to read, calling me a kid, telling me to grow up. End of the day, that's your opinion, fair play to it, and you've spoke out, and I accept it. I am whining like a little kid. I am essentially throwing my toys out the pram, but if it's working, it's working. End of the day, you can't really argue with that. I want to thank everyone that upvoted the thread on Reddit. It is really appreciated. It's got a lot of light to the subject, and subsequently it's getting fixed. And then I'd like to thank you all for watching, and that's that. So I'll keep everyone updated as to what's going on as and when, and I might even make another Reddit thread if anything else happens, but I imagine I'll literally just get my bag now and that'll be the end of it. Again, thank you all for watching, thank you for the upvotes, thank you for your opinions, and thank you for listening. See you later.